Okay, so hi, my name is Martin Hauskrecht, and today I want to tell you a little bit about cost optimization in the cloud world. I work at a company called Labyrinth Labs, and we have a booth here, so please come and have a chat with us. We have some beers for you guys, we have some cool swag, so please come and say hello. And we basically do everything related to building cloud infrastructures, and we help transform businesses to be cloud native and, as we call it, future ready. We specialize in running workloads in Kubernetes, and we use a lot of cool tools like serverless and CNCF tooling in the process. Now, when you start working with cloud, this is likely your phase. You get instant access to a gazillion of services, and it's really easy to start using them without too much hassle. They can enable you to make a very quick progress, but after some time, you get the bill, and you are feeling like that. At some point, you find that the costs are just piling up, and most likely you're not exactly sure what's causing it or why it escalated so quickly. The little inaccuracies and maybe some unnecessary workload really starts piling up, and you're not exactly sure why you need it or what to do with it. So let's start from the beginning. Moving to the cloud does not save costs automatically. A lot of people have this assumption, but it really is not true. A bunch of times we've come across a client who wanted us to move a bunch of workload from some existing environment to the cloud to help with the costs, but it really doesn't work that way. Lift and shifting a bunch of VMs to the cloud does not save you any money, and in fact, it's quite the opposite. Now, when you start working with cloud, you should have some solid foundation and design the infrastructure or platform to be cloud ready. There's a ton of materials on this, so I won't go into too much detail, but the important thing is that you really have to have a solid foundation that suits your use case. Now, understanding the bill can be quite a challenge. The bill is hard to navigate, and you don't really know which part of it corresponds to which environment, and you're likely even using things like Kubernetes, which make it even more harder. To get the cost visibility, you have to have the data. You can set up things like cost and usage reports or cost allocation tags, and you can gather some workload metrics which can give you a better visibility into the bill and can be useful in the future as well. Now, there are some easy wins when you start optimizing a cloud bill. You can use things like cost-saving plans or reservations, and if you have a predictable workload, that's a good way to save some money, or you can use things like spot instances, which can give you some significant savings. Once you have the observability data, you can start right-sizing your workload. You can figure out if you are running some oversized resources, which might lead to some unnecessary costs. Now, at some point, it might be worthwhile to take a look at some cloud cost management tools, and these can provide some automated recommendations for you or some sort of a forecasting or predictions on your bill, and even make some automated changes. But at the end, it always comes to the applications themselves. You can optimize the infrastructure, but the biggest savings that you can make usually come at the application level. And this is really a joint effort between the development team and like the SREs, DevOps people, or platform engineers. And together, when you have the visibility data, you can like propose some improvements, maybe improve the performance, and make overall changes to the architecture. And optimizing the performance can relate to optimizing the cost as well. If you make the request processing 2 times faster than before, it likely makes it also 2 times cheaper. And afterwards, you can look at some cool graphs and be happy how your performance goes up, and maybe how the overall utilization of your resources goes down, and therefore the cost as well. At the end, or overall, this is not really a one-time effort. It's a process that you have to repeat every now and then, and it really is a continuous effort. That's why we call it continuous cost optimization. That's all for me. Thank you, and please come and say hello to us. We have a lot of beer that we do not want to take home, so visit our booth, and we'll give you some swag and beer. Thanks.